Today, the first thing that we are going to do, we have also seen how to create these three formats of reports: tabular, summary, and matrix, right? And we also saw what do we do with the reports once they are created, right? We can print them, we can export, save the report, or schedule them. Scheduling means sending it to the defined users on defined frequency. So that part is done. Now the next thing that we are going to discuss today is about the report types. So I want you to understand a little about the report type. What is that report type thing? As I told you earlier, report type decides or defines, in fact, which all fields or which objects will be used in the reports, right? So for our simple understanding, which objects or fields, basically the fields from those objects, are used in reports, used in the report. So on a report type, what do we define? We define which object we want to create the report for, or which fields we want to create the report for. So if you want to create a report for accounts, then your report type should be account. If you want to create a report for accounts and contacts, then your report type should be accounts and contacts. If you want to create a report which includes accounts and opportunities, then the report type should be accounts and opportunities, right? So and this is the first thing that you have to select while you are creating a report. So when you go to the reports tab, you click on a new report. You have the report types available, and based on the your requirement, you will select the report type that you need. If you want to create a report only for accounts, or if you want to create a report for contacts and accounts, or for opportunities, whatever report you want to create, you will just select the report type based on that. Now this report type can be either a single object or it can be multiple objects. It can be combination of objects as well, as you see, contacts and accounts. So a report type can be either a single object or it can be multiple objects. But the point is that if you want to use multiple objects on a single report type, you need to make sure that those objects are related. Two objects can be used on the single report type only if they are related. If there is no relation, then there is no scope of creating a report type using those two objects, right? So there should be a relationship, like contacts and accounts are related objects. So that is. Now in case there is a report type that you want to use, but that is not available here. If you want a report type and that report type is not available here, then what will you do? I want to use a report type, but the report type is not here. Then I can go ahead and create the report type. So you always have the option of creating a report type. Fine. So what you can do, you can go ahead and create a report type. How do we create a report type? Go to setup. Create. Go to setup, create report types. Alright, so using this option you can create your own report types. Let's say I want a report type of accounts and opportunities. So you go to create report types, then click on continue. and then click on new custom report type. Select the primary object and then put a report type label. Accounts and ops, whatever label and name you put. Description, this is a custom report type, whatever description I mean for end users. Okay, so primary object is going to be the parent object if you want to use multiple objects in the report type. So I want to create it for accounts and opportunities, so my primary object will be accounts because that is the parent. Store it in a category, so in which category you want to store it, you just have to select that thing, store it here in opportunities, or in whichever category. You can put it in accounts and contacts, but I want to put it in opportunities category. And make it deployed. Till the time you do not deploy it, it will not be available for use. So make it deployed. Go to next. Now we have to go and add the objects to it. The other object, opportunity object. So first object, account, by default it has come because in the last screen we selected account as the primary object. So that is there. It's the primary object. What other objects I want in that report type? Opportunities. Alright. So now I have two objects in my report type. So if I create a report using this report type, I will be able to use fields from account as well as opportunities. Got that? If you want, you can add more objects. But the next object that you add, you have to make sure that is a child of opportunities. That has to be a child of opportunities. Got it? So the link should be from account to opportunity and from opportunity to that. See, the connection should be from opportunity to the other object. Maximum number of objects which can be added here is 4. So in a report type, you can have maximum 4 objects. All of them have to be related. Okay. So I'll just create it for 2. I'll just take accounts and opportunities here, click on save. Scroll down a little further and this is what you will see, that this report type will have 57 fields from account and 35 fields from opportunities. Fine. So now if you use any you use this report type for creating any of the reports, that report will have all these fields available, account as well as opportunity, right? Okay, so it's done, ready, deployed. Now you just go to reports and create reports using this report type. Now you have your own report type here. Under opportunities, accounts and ops. This is the report type that I created under opportunities. This here it is. This is the description that you put there. Right, so description will be available to the end user while they create the report. So you just need to put the description keeping that in mind. Create. Now this report type, as you can see, it has all the fields from account, as well as if you scroll down, you will see all the fields from opportunity. So you can use this report type for creating a report on account as well as opportunity. So let me put all accounts and let me make it all time. So what do you see here? What do we see here? We see that we have so many options available. All the account names and opportunity name. Now we want opportunity amount also to appear in this. You can have it. Now if you want to do a summary report of total amount of opportunity by account name, that can be done, right? So yesterday the report that we were creating, that was only on account. Now this is a report which is a combination of account and opportunity. So you could have used one more object there in the report type. As I told you, we can use maximum 4 objects in one report type. Got this? Please let me know if you have any questions or doubts here. So far it's fine, right? How a report type works. Alright. Now the report type concept we have understood, that for creating a report we need a report type. Now the next concept that we are going to talk about is of a joint report. Joint report is basically using 2 reports on one, 2 or more reports in fact. So if you want to combine 2-3 reports on the same report, then you have to create a joint report, as the name suggests, joint reports. So let's say you have a report of, for example, you have a report of accounts and opportunities, and then you have a report of your accounts and contacts, and then you have a report of accounts and cases. Right? So if you have accounts and opportunities, if you have accounts and contacts and accounts and cases, then what we have to do, we have to combine them in one report, and I want to use all of them in one report. Then we'll use a joint report. So let's do an example and see how it works. So account and opportunity report I already have. Okay. You want to create a summary out of this. You want to create a summary that for each account, what is the total amount of opportunity that I have. I put account and name here in the drop zone. Summarize the amount. And I will remove the details. And I will also remove the drop zone. So against each account, what is the total amount of opportunity that I have? We got that? So amount is a field of opportunity, but I have summarized the total amount against each account. So if one account has 5 opportunities, sum total of all those opportunities that we have got. Alright. Now in the same report, you also want to see against each account, like Burlington Textile, total opportunity you have is of 600,000. Now your management says that parallel to this, I also want to see how many contacts do we have for this account, Burlington Textile, and how many cases do we have from this account. Then what will you do? Contacts is not available here. So for that I have to bring another report which is of accounts and contacts. Before you can bring in that report, you just have to go and change the format. to joined format. Moment you convert it into a joined format, so this report is there. This report gets converted into a block 1. You can put it, give it any name. Now you have the option of adding more blocks to this. How will you add? You have to go and click on add report type. Click on add report type. The other report that I want to create here is of contacts and accounts. So bring in that. Now the second report type that you bring, that by default goes and gets added into block 2. Got it? You want one more report here. Click on add report type. Let's say you want that for customer support cases. How many cases do we have against each account? This is the third report. So block 3. So this phase you can have in a joint report up to 5 blocks. Okay, but you have to make sure whatever blocks are there, the common field, this is the common field. This should be common in all those things. Like this is accounts and contacts, account is common in that. Account is common in contacts also. It's there in cases as well, right? Then only it can create this kind of a joint report. Now 3 blocks of report combined together based on the account name. So against account you have number of opportunities, total revenue of the opportunities or total amount of the opportunities, number of contacts for each account and number of cases for each account. Right? You can add 2 more blocks. 5 blocks is the maximum that you can create. So the moment you bring in these different reports, you will see that you have 3 sections for filter also. You can put different filters for different reports. For contacts and accounts, this is the filter area. Alright. For this is the filter area for cases. So you want to add a filter here, you should click on this. If you want to add a filter on contacts and accounts, you should put a filter here. Right? Make the contacts all time. So whatever filter you want to put in each of these reports, you can put. Define your own filters. So right. Now this is a combined report of 3 things. The opportunities, contacts and cases. Is it simple? So this option add report type gets highlighted only when you convert this into a joint format. If you make it some other format, you will not see this option. See, that option is gone. So first of all, you will have to make it a joint format and then you will have to just add report types and bring in those different report types. So in case you missed it, let me do it once again. Converted it into joint format, click on add report type, go to opportunities, sorry, not opportunities, this time I want accounts and contacts. So contacts and accounts I'll take, click on OK. Alright. So is that fine? Creating a joint format report. Okay. Sorry. So now we have talked about reports, and I think you are clear on the reports part. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll get into the next topic, which is about creating dashboard. So do we have any doubts or queries on the reports? Anyone? No? Okay. So next thing that we're going to talk is dashboard. So what is dashboard? Dashboard, if you have to understand simple words, multiple reports on one single screen and displayed in graphical format using charts and all. So if you have to display 3-4 reports on a single screen, you cannot just show table for everything, because it will become very difficult for the users to understand that. So for that reason, for dashboard, what we do, we put them into the chart format or the graphics format so that it becomes easily understandable. Alright. So Salesforce allows us to create certain dashboards, and then you can save those dashboards. You can create and save the dashboards. Now what is the advantage of saving a dashboard? The advantage is that once you have saved the dashboard, you can easily once you have saved the dashboard, you can easily go and see the dashboard any point of time. So your end users can also, go to the dashboard and see the, dashboard is kind of a report only, I told you, collection of reports. Let's say your management wants to go and see any point of time, what is the leads flow in last 7 days. And you create a dashboard for that. Which leads you have been receiving most in the last 7 days, right? From which cities and that sort of thing. Then you can use dashboard there. Got it? So for creating dashboard, you just have to go to the reports tab. There's a dashboard tab also, but you don't need to go to the dashboard tab. You just need to go to the reports tab. And under reports tab, you have to click on new dashboard. Under the reports tab, you will click on new dashboard. Click on new dashboard. And in the dashboard, once you come to this dashboard builder screen, you will see that there are 3 columns, which means you can put 3 reports in these 3 columns. Okay. So in the dashboard, there are 2 things which we need to understand: the components and the data source. The data source will definitely be the reports that we have created. The data source will be from the reports that we have created. So drag in the reports here. But as I told you, the reports will not be displayed here directly. You'll have to use some component to display those, which means some graphs or something. So to your report, you will put the graphs and all these things. Alright, so this is an easy way of creating dashboard. Okay, now once you've created this, there are 3 columns. If you want, you can add more reports. If you have more reports to be displayed on the dashboard, you can add below this. You can add up to 20 reports on a dashboard. In these 3 columns you can keep on adding and you can go up to 20. You got this? So it's very easy. So before you actually come to the dashboard point, first of all you will have to create the reports, have your reports ready, come to go to the reports, new dashboard, and then just use the reports as data source components. You have these components available, just drag and drop. The dashboard is ready. Let's say this is your sales report, this is marketing, and this is customer service. You got the sales report, you got the marketing report, you got the customer service report, right? Now you just want to save this. Save it same way as we saved a report, same way we will save a dashboard. Now once the dashboard has been saved, you can always go and then see the dashboard from the dashboard tab. There's another tab called dashboard tab, right? So you can always go and view the dashboard from the dashboard tab. So where is the dashboard tab? It's there in the tab panel. Click on the dashboards here. Come and see the dashboard. So this is I think another dashboard. This is the dashboard that I've created just now. This is the one that I've created, right? So this is how the dashboard is created. Got this? Please tell me if you have any questions.
Is there any number of dashboards that can be created at a time?
Number of?
dashboards, like the personal dashboards that we are creating. So how many can we create at a time? Like at one point of time, how many dashboards can exist?
Like total number of dashboards that you have in your organization? At a time, when you say, what do you mean? I mean,
like when you clicked on the tab which says find a dashboard, so I could see that there are 4 or 5. So
no, there is no limit to that thing. You
okay.
can create the dashboards. So these are the ones that we have created. You could have created more. Like we can create, a few number of reports. We can create dashboards also. So there's no restriction on that.
Okay. And on a particular dashboard, we can use the same report
Twice.
For different kind of graphical representation.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
But why would you do that? Why would you do two represent? I mean, it can be done, or the requirement can be there, but very rare.
Right.
It can be done. Same report. In fact, I have called the same report. I think all 3 of them are same report, I guess, or at least these 2 are the same report. So that ways it can be done. There is no problem with that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is how your dashboard is created. Please let me know if you have any questions on the dashboard thing. So that's about our reports and dashboards. So it's a very small and simple topic, report and dashboard. And good thing about this is you will have 10% of certification questions coming from this. 10% will mean close to 5-6 questions, which is good. So if you just know these from here to here, to create a report, what are the different report formats, report type, joint report, these kind of small things, if you understand, you can easily score those to a 10%. Because there are not too many concepts in report. What concept is there, right? Other things that we have talked about, there you have complex logics to understand, profiles, permission sets, relationships. Here there is nothing which you have to understand. There are defined patterns. So reporting ideally should not be a part of a Salesforce developer also. Yes, Salesforce developers are required to design this, do the reporting thing and all that stuff, because report type is a concept which other people will not understand. People who understand the data structure at the back end, they will only be able to design the report types. So that way, joint report is something which only people with a good understanding of the database or the data model will be able to understand and do it. So that way, right? So that is what we do with the reporting and dashboards. Now, anyone has any questions, please let me know. Nothing? All fine? Clear? Okay, great. So now once we're done with this reporting part, the next thing that we will talk about is business logics. Business logics is basically defining logics to the business. Okay, so whatever you do in Salesforce, you have the option of defining certain logics into that. So those logics can work in the backend and help you automate some of the stuff. So business logics basically help us automate some processes. Okay, so there are 4 things which we will talk under business logic. Number 1 is formulas. Number 2 is a validation rule. Third is workflow rules. And fourth is approval process. So formulas, validation rules, workflow rules, approval process. So these are the 4 things which come under business logic section, right? So these can be used, you can define certain formulas to do auto calculations. You can define certain validation rules to validate the data before it is, committed to the database. You can have certain workflow rules to automatically trigger some actions, and you can have automated approval processes in place. So we'll start talking on the business logics, and we will talk about all these things. So tomorrow we will start talking about this. In case you get a chance to look into any of these, read a little about that, you can. Even if you do not read anything, that's fine. So from Salesforce help, if you get a chance to read any of these things, you can get some idea. Even if you do not get any idea, tomorrow's session, we are, the way we do, we will start right from the basics and just do our discussion.